welcome back to Lessons Learned. I'm Sherry. This is Monday Quilt Chat, where we see what's going on in my quilt world and in the quilt world in general. And every time I introduce a video and I do my little spill, I always think of Leah Day. Do you all know Leah Day? She's a fairly famous, probably pretty famous YouTuber that's got lots and lots of subscribers, been around a long time, and she's a wonderful, I would say quilting master. She can do a lot of really cool free motion quilting, and she's kind of an artist type. She has patterns, and she can write books and all of that good stuff. But what makes me think of her is every video she starts it out with, "Hello, my quilting friends." And I want to say that so bad because that's how I feel. I feel like you all are my little circle of friends. Although there's a bunch of you, I feel like, I don't know, I just feel like saying that. Anyway, that's kind of dumb, but I thought I'd share that with you. It came to my mind earlier when I was thinking about doing this video, and the first thing I thought was, "Hello, my quilting friends." Okay, enough of that. So, it is hot here. I don't know if it's hot in your neck of the woods, but it is hot. We haven't had any rain for a little while. We had too much rain there for a while. Now we probably are headed into a very dry season, which can happen here. Even though we have all sorts of weather all the time, it looks like the forecast is 90s for a while with no precipitation. And the humidity is starting to kick up. We've had some beautiful days recently where the humidity was not that high, so it really didn't matter, you know, the temperature. You could stand, and there's been a nice breeze, and it's just been wonderful to be outside. So I have been. This weekend I worked pretty much the whole amount of time that I had to sew, which wasn't a ton, on the backing for the Blues Batik quilt. And I will show you that. Kind of have things stacked up over here to show you. I'm not going to open it up, but here's our quilt. And you see I got that doggy one right on the top. And then here is the backing, which I went through my stash, and I have some of the blocks in it, and put together something. And it's huge. It is huge. It took me probably just as long to do this as it did to sew these together. I would venture to say it was very close. So this is ready to send out. I still have to get my king size batting out and add a strip to that to make it big enough for this, and I'm going to send that along, and this will be on its way to be long armed. And then I also wanted to show you how much of a dent I have put in my batiks having done that backing, which was nice. This little 12 by 12 square used to be overflowing like this, and I had to push it down and push it into the shelving thing, and now it's down to this. Now I did fold it all up nice, which it was fairly folded up before, but this is what I have left. I have enough to make a ton more backings for our Blues Batik quilts or blocks, whatever the need may be. And then I also have, kind of went through everything. I have this much in scraps that I need to process, so I'm going to process those. So I got that out of that box. So that one quilt alone put a decent dent in my batiks, which is the whole reason I decided to use batiks for that charity project, because I had too many. Alright, what else did I do? I worked some on the berry wreath, and I'm going to show you what I have left to do before I can put my blocks together. Okay, so these have 2 stitch and flips, one on each side that I have to put on. All 3 of these. And then these 5 stacks have stitch and flips on all 4 sides. So I think I have, let's see, 2, 4, this is 8. I have 8 stacks to do, and I have done 6. Some of which were those teeny tiny ones that had 4. So those were very labor intensive, and so will these be, really. Same thing, and I have 5 more stacks of those. So it's coming along, but it's not coming along real fast. So there's that. That's pretty much all I did. Now, I did change out my sewing machine. I took my Jazz 2 out, and I'm putting in here this is a Brother Pace Setter PS500. This is the one I found on Facebook after I used one at my local quilt shop at a class, and I loved it. And you know how those things work. As soon as you fall in love with something, it pops up on your phone. Well, that's kind of what happened. Weird, I know. Whoop. I don't know what that was. I need to clean my light up there. Anyway, oh, it's an ant. Check it out. It's big. I am in a shed after all. Anyway, yeah, a listing on Facebook Marketplace came up like a couple days after that, and it was barely used. It was a backup machine that was bought for that purpose, and she said she only used it a couple times. So I got a super deal on it. It's brand new. It still has some stickers on it that she hadn't taken off. So that's kind of proof there that it did not get used much. So I got my Sew Steady inserts, which I showed you last week, and I have those in here. They fit real nice. And yeah, she's ready to go. So I'm sorry I don't have the camera around where you can see it. Maybe I'll take a picture. That's what I'll do. I'll take a picture and I'll put it right here. So there she is. She needs a name. It's a Brother Pace Setter PS500. So name suggestions, please. I have no idea. I haven't even thought about it. It also has the word Enovis on it. Brother Enovis PS500 Pace Setter. Because, you know, we need all that in a name for a simple sewing machine. This is unlike the Jazz 2, which is a mechanical machine, this one is a computerized. So there's some extra things on it, like a thread cutter and also a speed control. So yeah, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the Pat Sloan sew along that I'm doing, the Block Wednesday that she has. If you want more information about that in your leisure time, just go to ilovetomakequilts.com. And that's her blog, her website, and she has all the information on there. And you can poke around and find it. But just look for Block Wednesday. These are the blocks that I'm doing. And I didn't bring the name of my fabric over here. I don't remember what it is because, you know, I never remember. So that was, I think this was my last block I needed to do, was it? Let me see. We had to make 4 of these for the first week. So on Wednesdays, she gives a block assignment. And then we have a week to get whatever it is done. I think probably this is the week with the most blocks. I think at most another week will be 3 blocks. And the rest will be 2 and or 1. And then there's the border. There's like a checkerboard border that she has on it. And I'm going to actually show you this. I'm just going to show you right off my iPad. But this is it. It's a jelly roll sampler. So see those top 4 there? That's what I just showed you. And it looks like the second row there will be 3 blocks the same, and then 2 blocks the same. And the third row is 2 blocks the same, and then 1 single block. And then the bottom row has 2, 2, and 1. And then you see the checkerboard block there. So it's that, and this is based off of block patterns in a book called Simply Jelly Rolls. Let me make this a little bit big for you so you can see it. You can get this book at Fat Quarter Shop, Simply Jelly Rolls. So this particular pattern that she's using was actually, I don't know if she designed this or if Hat Quarter Shop did, one of the two. And we're doing it for our Block Wednesday is basically what I'm trying to tell you. But this actual quilt is not in the book, but the block designs are. So you have to get that book if you want to do it with me. And I'll be showing you my progress on that as time goes on. Okay, what else do we have here? I have some acquisitions. I got in the mail this week this charm pack. It's called Morning Blossom Tiles by Northcott. This come from one of the So Yeah sales out of St. George, Utah they were having. I don't have it open. I'm not going to open it, but it's a lot of this, you know, like Parisian looking floral stuff. And I managed to snag that. And then you guys sent me some happy mail. Also shoppers on the So Yeah flash sales from Utah. They had a pattern day, and I think I showed you last week the patterns that I got. That Laura Heine, and then there's those two other ones. But this one came from Diane out of California. She got that from this sale. She got this from that sale. And decided it wasn't going to be something that she was going to use. So she passed it on to me. And this is foundation paper piecing. I love it. I will do it. And then also Yvette sent me one of her patterns that she got from them. And she said this is not something that she's going to do. What is it called? Garden Guests. It's pretty. Made out of batiks. So I will do this sometime. I probably will do this. She said I could pass it on too. So I've got her note here, and we'll see what I decide about that. Either I will do it or it will be in a giveaway or something. But I have a idea that I might do it. So thank you guys. I love to get some happy mail once in a while, and I got 2 things this week. That was awesome. Okay, I have a couple of magazines to go over with you and share some highlights of these magazines. This is the American Quilter, the July 2024 that I got a couple weeks ago. And you can get this subscription from AmericanQuilters.com. And if you have a membership with the American Quilt Society, you can get a big discount on it. So you can also get it digitally. So I get it both ways. It comes to my house, and I can access it digitally for patterns and such. If I wanted to, print off a pattern from an issue, I can just do it right there, from the digital version, which is better than, making copies. Okay, so the Did You Know section. They have this Did You Know section, and that's always my favorite thing. And this time it's talking about the Mariner's Compass. Let me take this the Mariner's Compass. That's one there, and then there's some examples over here. So here I wanted to share just a couple of lines from this, especially about the origin. It originated in the 1800s, early, up until 1880, and then it came back in 1980. But the origin of it, it says here there are a few theories about the origin of the compass pattern, the Mariner's Compass pattern. One is that it is based on the compass rose icons found on navigation maps and atlases, which that's where I thought it come from. I didn't know that there was another possibility, but get this. And another supposes that the design is the result of geometry lessons taught in female academies. Could be. And then there's several authors believe that the design stems from the folk craft tradition of Germans who settled in Pennsylvania. Many mariners' compass quilts with maker information originate in that area. So it talks about how these quilt blocks are made. And then also it says, but in the 1980s, Judy Matheson began making mariners' compass quilts and won major prizes in regional and national competitions. In 1987, she published Mariner's Compass Quilts, an American Quilt Classic, and launched wide interest in tackling this challenging pattern. So, another thing that it said in here is the easiest way to make it is to put that little circle in the middle, and that way you don't have all those seams coming to a point, because sometimes there's, you know, many of them that are coming together there in a point. So a way to get around that is to put a circle there. But what I've always seen as mariner's compass was this, which that does eliminate some of those seams. It just kind of spreads them out a different way. They're all still there, but this section here with the two going up and down and across kind of spreads it out a little bit. I've never done a mariner's compass, but I'm sure I could with having done paper piecing, because that's usually how they're done. So I thought that was very interesting. I wanted to share that. And then there's a couple patterns here that are free in the magazine. There's this one. It's called Upstart, and there's a template for these little things right here. And then the other one was this one. It's called Blue Lagoon, and I've showed you it before. It's part 4 of 6, but I keep showing it because I keep liking it. So you'd have to actually have the other issues before it to be able to continue on with that one. And then I also got American Patchwork and Quilting, and I marked some things in here. First thing I saw that grabbed my attention was this. It's called Press On by J. Wecker Frisch. And this is a new line. And I'm trying to think if it says the Press On panel quilt pattern will be available August 2024 as a free pattern download. It will also be available in September as a kit in a beautiful keepsake box. So it's all about ironing. I'm thinking I'm going to have that. The pattern doesn't look hard for the free pattern. You just take the panel and put a couple strips around and a border. Yeah, I like that. Very cool. And oh, this I feel certain I'm going to make this. I know I've said it before, and you never see it again. It's in here somewhere in a magazine. But I love this. Now, I'm not that much into food fabric or food related quilts, but these apples are so cute. And look at those big jars of applesauce. Do you think we could make this from our red scraps and that cream color background and then some kind of tan for the applesauce? I love this. Run out and get this. American Patchwork and Quilting. It is the, I think they're calling it August 2024. Everything you need to know to make this is in here. It's not very big. Let me see. It'd be a good late summer one, right? I think Pat Sloan's that we're doing for Block Wednesday goes through August. Somewhere in August. So this one could be picked up afterwards. Oh, it's just 35.5 inches square. Might be able to just fit that in. So that's almost a mini quilt if you ask me. Almost a yard square. I think we should do it. I thought it was much bigger than that. Yeah, this one's definitely getting remembered this time. I just think it's adorable. Let me show you some other ones in here. Cool Summer. I like that design. I really like the quilting on it that they did. It goes really good. And then another one. I'm not showing you them all because there's so many. This little tote is really cute. And there's a template for that little girl there. And you could kind of, you know, if you have a little daughter or granddaughter, you know, you could kind of make it look like her, or maybe use something of her clothing that she loved, that she's grown out of, and then, you know, use that for the tote bag. And a little bit of an embroidery there. And then this one has a sewing machine on it. That's really cute. If you didn't see Wednesday's video, go back and look. I have a free sewing machine PDF out there if you want to make a little wall hanging. And there's a template in here for that. I think I marked it. Yeah, here it is. Here's what it looks like. It's tiny, but you could blow it up, I guess. Or you could just make that one star and put it as the middle of a star. That would be good. And I think, yeah, that's it. That's it on that. That is it on that. So I think what I have left to do here is our art quilt of the week. And I will put a picture right here. It's called Summer Dreams. This is big. It was 89 by 98. It's by Beverly Hall of Black Hawk, South Dakota. And she says inspiration came when Beverly saw the Garden Path Daisies pattern from Bound to Be Quilting. She used a large-scale print fabric for the background, cutting it into 1-inch squares and arranging them to create a gradation background. Some ombre fabric was also used in the background. A Best of Show winner at the annual Black Hills Quilt Show and Sale, and juried into the Great Wisconsin Show of Madison, Wisconsin. So the pattern is Garden Path Daisies by Bound to Be Quilting. Well, that was really interesting, wasn't it? How she took a large print and then cut it down into 1-inch squares and arranged them to make a gradation. Wow. I'm impressed, and I love the quilting on here. I did not get anything back on the long arm yet. Probably will this week. I'm feeling a little bit light on needing to get certain things done. I know the Sew Sampler box will be coming soon, and we'll have a blog for that. And I think I'm going to have a sewing friend this week by Zoom, so hopefully I'm thinking right here, right now, I'm thinking I'm going to get the Happy Days finished. I have 2 more borders, not 2 more borders, 2 sides, 2 side border pieces to do, and then 4 small applique blocks for each corner. And I would like to get that out of a project bin. Wouldn't that be awesome? Because I want to start more project bins. I've got things going on up here that need to get out. So I will be concentrating on that this week. I still have my bow tie blocks to put together. It is still in the camper. I have not went in there and gotten it out yet. I need to do that today. I should get that out and put that together. All I have to do is put my blocks together. I don't have any more bow tie blocks to put together. I just need to put the blocks together. You know what I mean. I did not do any journaling. Almost none the week before. None last week. I have to get back to this. I feel like I'm a little bit flying loose without putting something down every day that I've done. Because I forget what I've done. And sometimes this stuff, all these notes can jog back memories of where I put stuff, and you know, it's just good. It's just good to write down what you're doing. So I'm going to play with this machine here and make sure I know what I'm doing before I get into anything major with it. And I think I need to order a 1/4-inch foot for it because I could not find one. And yeah, that's what I'm going to do this week. It feels like a non-stressful week, so I'm going to enjoy that. So I hope you have that same attitude, that same set of circumstances. I hope you do. Even if you have stressful circumstances, please take some time to sew because it's so good for your state of mind. And we all need that these days. We're not living in easy times. There's a lot to worry about, which does hardly any good at all. So get to doing something and take your mind somewhere else for a minute. So I hope you can do that. I hope you can get your projects finished and get new ones started, because that's what we do. And I will see you back here on Wednesday for something. I have absolutely no idea what it's going to be. I'd like to do that rope bowl. I don't know. I think that's too much pressure. I might think of something else. So if you have anything you want me to make right quick a video on, put it in the comments. I almost always do what you say. Even if only one person mentions it, it's an idea. And if one person is thinking it, a lot of people are thinking it, and they need a video on that. And I'll do my best to show you how if I know. Alright, have a great week. We'll see you soon. And for now, I'll have to sign off. Bye!